literally just turned on. So we've got little Shane here. Hello Shane, how you doing? He says, I'll be late to the live stream. I have to give someone a ride to work. Well, that's a good thing to do, mate. Better off giving them a ride to work. And you can come back. Hope everyone's okay. I just noticed I've got a pink Barbie handle coming out the back of my head, which is amazing. So let's send it over here, shall we? There we go. First live stream, I think, of 2025. Wow, been sick as a dog. For everyone, while we're waiting for people to turn up on the live stream, if you're watching on playback, I'm Justin, Juicy Killer Monster. The year is now 2025. I haven't seen you in a year. Last time I saw you was 2024. No longer am I sick as a dog. I feel 90% human. So that's a lot better than what I was. If you're watching on playback, welcome. This is live stream news where I read the day's news. You can, if you're on the live stream, you can put your opinion in, see what's going on, and have your say on today's news. Listen to my 2 pence worth on today's news, and we can have a laugh while we're doing it. Stop being so serious in life, can't we? So we've got Pete from Adventures in the Ute. G'day, Justin and Lucy. G'day, Pete. How you doing, my mate? You all right? Lucy's at work today, mate. She's at Lloyd's. Oh, I'm not supposed to say where she works, but she's definitely not at Lloyd's. But the wife's at work. Try calling me. Good on you, mum. Does she know I'm on a live stream? How you doing, Pete? Well, we're waiting for a few people to turn up, mate. How's your hand doing? You said you cut your hand with a beer bottle. So for those who don't know, Pete's a mate from Australia, Melbourne. Did a very good video yesterday on a walkabout, which was cool. But how's your hand, Pete? 'Cause you said you cut it on a beer bottle. You had to have plastic surgery in your hand, mate. That is hardcore, especially for the new year. Jamie Parker, hello Jamie. How you doing, mate? You all right? Hey, loving all the roller skates and toys and scooters. You've been out looking for car boot stock too. Pete goes, Adventures in the Ute, yes, just resting the hand. Mate, it sounds painful because I hadn't heard from you for a couple of days. Obviously, I haven't been doing the live stream news either, so I haven't heard from anyone. But when you told me you cut your hand up on a beer bottle, I was like, ouch, mate, that is bad. How you doing, Jamie, mate? You all right? I'm 90% human, mate. I'm all right now. I'm feeling okay. I tell you what, whatever it was, you know, people were saying, oh, there's loads of flu going about and stuff like that. It weren't flu because I wasn't coughing, I wasn't sneezing, I wasn't filled up like I had a cold. But I can't explain it, mate. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like I had these really bad, severe body shakes. Like I was freezing cold, but I had a really high temperature. And then I couldn't hardly eat anything. And then I was like strapped to the toilet for the last 10 days, like in agony, and completely weak and everything else. It's horrible, mate. Absolutely horrible feeling like that. But what can you do, eh? All you can do is grin and bear it and get over it. So Jamie goes, good laugh on a morning is always good. Yes, definitely, Jamie. Getting back into it, mate. Getting back into it, son. Oh, I just thought I'd have a chat with you guys first because I've only got like 3 people on here. Everyone's abandoned ship, mate, because I didn't do it every day. Everyone's abandoned ship. So Jamie goes, good laugh on a morning is always good. Definitely, mate. And Pete goes, trying to save a drunken mate from hurting himself, and I ended up landing on his broken bottle. Ouch. Does that say you hurt your hand? I thought maybe he's got in a bar fight. I thought maybe Pete's got in a bar fight and he smashed a beer bottle. This is how my imagination works. Maybe he smashed a beer bottle over somebody's head in self-defense and it's cut his hand. But yeah, I went far off. So trying to save a drunken mate from hurting himself and ended up landing on his broken bottle. Man, that is bad. Well, I hope your hand's feeling better, Pete. And it's good to see Jamie on here as well. So let me have a sip of me professional newsreader coffee and we'll get into it, boys. Everyone's got a busy day today. Lucy's at work. Hannah has got a mock exams at college today, so she's been revising all weekend. And she's got her audition for The Voice later on. So she's doing one of them Zoom calls. She's doing like a Zoom call audition for a chance to be on The Voice TV program. So fingers crossed to Hannah. Let's hope she gets through. I'm sure she will. She's got an amazing voice. So fingers crossed. Jamie Park says, have you and Lucy done a snowman? Is that a euphemism, Jamie? No, I've got no snow down here, mate. If we want snow here, I have to dig out some ice from when the freezer builds up too much ice in the freezer, I have to grind that down and sprinkle it over us, pretend it's snowing. We haven't had any snow down here at all. But to be fair, if I stood out in it, mate, I'd freeze to death and go back downhill. But here we go, boys. Right, let's start today's news stream if you're watching on playback. So thank you for watching. And obviously thank you for being in part of the live stream as well. David Bowles goes, is this Amish ASMR? No idea. But I think you're giving mass appreciation for my beard. Thank you, David Bowles. Jamie goes, bloody hell, no snow. Yeah, what's the snow like up north, Jamie? Solburn goes, if you could make your own out, how far do you think it can split? No idea, mate. Jamie Parker, we have loads of snow up here. Yeah, are you able to drive about and get about with the snow up there? We don't really suffer from it down here because we're so south. You got to remember, we're right by the sea, right by Southampton ferry terminal. So don't really get much snow down here, mate. I can't remember the last time we had snow, really. Pete goes, we were in the middle of the bush with no phone service. A stranger bandaged me up and drove me 45 minutes to the hospital. There were still good people around. Yeah, definitely, mate. Wow, lucky man. That's the problem, mate. See, it's nice being in paradise because I see Melbourne, Australia as like paradise, mate. But it's when stuff goes wrong, innit? If stuff goes wrong and you cut your hand open and needs plastic surgery, it's nice to know that there are people there that can take you there. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad you're all right, Pete. Solburn goes... Very good, Solburn. Well, I'll tell you what, Solburn, if nothing else, I'm learning stuff every day. So thank you for joining in, Solburn84. Tammy Lamada, good morning, Juicy, and hi, everyone. Hey, good morning, Juicy. Luke Starlin, good morning, Juicy. What's good, mate? Good morning, Luke and Tammy. Jamie goes, can't get into work due to snow. It's that bad. Can't get into work because of the snow. Bloody hell. See, I love driving in snow. I love driving. I did all my off-road driving courses in the army, and I've got a 4x4 car. Well, one of the cars is 4x4, and the other is just two-wheel drive. I think Lucy's knackered the four-wheel drive on it because when she was using the car to go to work, and it was just normal weather, I think when she started the car, she accidentally tapped the four-wheel drive button and then decided to go 70 mile an hour down the motorway. So I think she's knackered the four-wheel drive on her car. Solburn goes, $50 to bubble wrap your feet real quick. Mate, if I had bubble wrap, Solburn, if I had bubble wrap, I'd bubble wrap them for you, mate. $50. Jamie's going slow. Adventures in the Ute goes, I did hit an artery. Geez, scared the crap when blood squirted out. Yeah, especially, mate, especially when you're in the middle of the bush, like you say, out in Melbourne, Australia. Jeez, Louise, imagine that, cutting your hand up, having a drink 1 minute, save a mate. It's what happened to my mate Pete. Cut your hand up, pissing blood everywhere. 45 minutes in the hospital. I'm just glad you're all right, mate. Tammy Lavender says, had it started snowing yet up there? Yes, in the north of England. Like my mate Jamie here, he's from Derby. He said in the north of England, he can't even get to work. He works on the trains, can't even get to work because the snow is so thick on the roads. But down here in the south, the most we had was a bit of rain. That was the most we had. So no, we got no snow down here. We live in Southampton, the south of England. Luke Starlin says, Solburn, want a £10 to rub balsamic in your chair. It's getting a bit crazy, boys. Guy says, hello, Justin Lucy. Hello, Guy. How you doing, mate? You all right? Hope you're having a good year. What is it today? 6th of January, 2025. Mariam, hello from Russia. Hello, Mariam. Dos vidanya. I think that means hello. Solburn goes, no, it costs $50. I come with my own high quality wrap and bubble your feet threefold. Bubbles pointed under your tootsies. It's a thrill you would never forget. Man, it's addictive. Solburn, if you get your kicks out of it, mate, you crack on, but I think my feet are best left unbubble wrapped, my mate. Travis Ingram says, hey, hello, Travis. Luke Starlin, it goes, so is sitting on a Toblerone. I got a Toblerone for Christmas, Luke. I got a chocolate orange Toblerone. Problem is, I can't eat nothing, mate, at the moment. I've got to eat, like, I've got these like meal replacement milkshakes because they're easier on my stomach. Because I've been really ill over Christmas and New Year's. So I can't eat anything really nice. I thought it just go straight through me, mate. So the Toblerones in the freezer are stiffening up for when I'm ready for it, Luke. Adventures in the Ute Pete goes, there's a Derby in Tasmania, the mining town. It's a nice country place. Cool. Travis Ingram says, you're from London. Now, from London, mate. I sound like this, far from London. Now, I was born in a place called Aldershot, which is about 30 miles west of London. And now I live in Southampton, which is about 70, 80 miles west of London. Travis says he's from Louisiana. I think Jamie sent a smiley face, can't see from here. Need 2 sets of glasses on to see from here. So anyway, let's start the first story of the day. Right, and I thank you all for being on it. It's great fun. I missed it all. So, as he falls out with Farage, how should politicians handle Elon Musk? So far, Nigel Farage's friendship with President-elect Donald Trump, going back to his first term as president, does not seem to have been effective, but there will be some Labour relief that criticism is now being turned on the Reform UK leader. So Elon Musk, the guy from Tesla, the guy that owns X, the richest man in the world, who was in bed with Donald Trump and Nigel Farage, has basically turned his back on Nigel Farage, right, and said he's not fit to be the Reform UK party leader in the UK because he's refused to allow Tommy Robinson, right, into the Reform Party. So Elon Musk likes Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage doesn't, and he won't let him into the Reform Party. Now, the problem with this is, you know, it's all right getting support from all these top people and stuff like this, but when people back your party and say, I'm going to put millions of pounds behind your party like Elon Musk has, they don't say it, but what they expect is to have a bit of power behind the scenes. And if he says, I want you to have Tommy Robinson in there, then you best put Tommy Robinson there, otherwise they'd pull all support and all money. And that's exactly what's happened. So you've got to watch people that back your political party, because they're obviously doing it to have some kind of influence on the result, on this and that. And Elon Musk, mate, allegedly, apparently, you know, you've got to watch out, mate. I say you've got to watch out. So I read this story. Angelica Niga said, no offense, but can you speak a bit normally? I'll try my best, Angelica. Shadooks, he fakes space. Yeah, he does. Ice Spice fan, you look like a Timu version of Jonah Hill. Oh, thanks, mate. That's really nice. I like Jonah Hill. He's sound. Farage should do a talk show like Kilroy. Yeah. Angelique says hi. Mangoria, it's a bad sign when American politicians are supporting European politicians for election. What kind of vapor that is? What flavor? This is a Lost Mary BM 6000 vape. 6000 puff, and it's a blueberry sour raspberry. Isaac. Mangoria says historically has not gone well. Angelica says, so what are you talking about? Talking about the Reform Party in the UK and Elon Musk withdrawing support for Nigel Farage. Soulburn want to come round mine for jelly and ice cream. Respectfully, why is your skin glowing? Are you expecting? I think I am. I must be expecting. Thank you, Tam Tams. Ice Spice 1000. Angelica knows what she's doing with that last name. Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah. Luke Starler, we can shoot Maltesers. Angelica, what's my last name? Not saying it. You're not as clever as you think. Right, let's go. So, for British politicians, the question of the moment is, how do you handle Elon Musk? The billionaire owner of X and Tesla, soon to take up a role as efficiency czar in the Trump administration, has been throwing grenades almost every hour about British politics on his social media platform and dominating the headlines. Much of its inflammatory claims about Keir Starmer and his government, despite their effort to build good relations with Donald Trump. And until today, an enthusiastic backing for Nigel Farage, who only in mid-December met Musk in the glitzy surroundings of Mar-a-Lago to talk money, amid reports he was considering a $100 million donation to the Reform Party. Then bam, after Farage repeatedly hailed Musk as a hero who made reform look cool and was looking forward to a chat at Trump's inauguration, the tables have turned rather dramatically. Musk tweeted that Farage doesn't have what it takes to lead the party and that reform needs a new leader. His change of heart comes after Musk has spent days intensively tweeting about grooming gangs in the UK and his support for jailed far-right activist Tommy Robinson, who has seized on the issue. Farage, who has tried to distance himself from Robinson for most of his career, thinks this is the reason for the fallout. Responding that he was surprised, but added, "My view remains that Tommy Robinson is not right for reform, and I never sell out my principles." Last week, Musk reported a series of tweets calling for Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon, to be released from prison, where he is serving an 18-month sentence for contempt of court for repeating false allegations against a Syrian refugee. So let's have a look here at what you guys are saying on this. Isaac's laughing. Mangoy, US rigged the elections of every country in both Eastern and Western Europe. Eastern Europe and Italy was a very unique evil. Angelikas, it's weird how Western politicians are interfering in European politics. Well, not really. It's how they get trade deals. It's how they get trade deals and other perks for their own country by getting in bed with each other, you know. Jamie Parker says, was you a Rishi Sunak fan as he was a Southampton fan? I'm going to be honest. Before Rishi Sunak was Prime Minister, you know, I did like Rishi Sunak when he was Chancellor. I did like it, and I did think very early on in his career, I think, oh, he'd make a good Prime Minister. And this and that. So, being honest, and I did think he would make a good Prime Minister. I didn't think he was that bad as Prime Minister, but, you know, enough people thought he wasn't, so now he isn't. Mangoya, they've been interfering in this level since they got involved with World War I. Fair enough, mate. So, it says, what does this spat mean for reform? In the short term, reform would hardly have wanted an unexpected falling out, just as they are trumpeting rising membership figures, and Farage is poised to meet him in Washington. But Farage sees Robinson as toxic for his brand and a distraction from his mission of building a campaign machine to fight the next UK general election, even if he loses powerful friends. So basically, Farage isn't going to back down on this Tommy Robinson thing because, you know, allegedly, apparently, he doesn't want to be seen as being mates with somebody who's been known for racism and stuff like this. Apparently, allegedly. The prospect of a donation from Musk, who has donated huge sums to Donald Trump's campaign, would have been an enticing one, but there were already significant legal questions around it under UK election rules. Farage's friendship with Trump, going back to his first term as president, also does not seem to have been effective, so a hotline to the White House is still possible. So he's got to be careful, old Elon Musk, right? Just because he's the richest man in the world and this, that, and everything else, he thinks, oh, I've got Trump into power and I'm giving him money and now I want to try and do the same with British politics by getting reform into power. Keir Starmer absolutely hates him and doesn't want Elon Musk anywhere near the country, apparently. And, you know, he's coming across, in my opinion, Elon Musk is coming across really bad, mate. You know, he's coming across like some of the policies he's saying and this and that, like borderline. You know, I dare say it, but what he's coming across as is really bad, mate. Really bad, and I think people can see him for what he is. Now, what he wants to do, if he wants to get into politics and all this stuff, fair play, but don't chuck a load of money at a party and expect that to give you a green pass to like decide who's in what party and what the party's doing and this and that. At best, you're an advisor to Trump, mate. You're not in his cabinet, you're an advisor, right? And you're trying to worm your way into UK politics as well. You know, you need to just take a little sit back, Elon Musk, you know, plug your electric car in, put it on charge, put yourself on charge and just chill out, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Angelica says, my cousin's sister went to study in the UK and came back to Romania after Rishi started being, don't know. What is your take on Farage? Okay, Jamie, that's a good question. So my take on Farage is, he used to be BNP, didn't he? I think. I can't remember. I think he used to be BNP, British National Party. As a person, I actually think he's a very down to earth person. And whether you like him or don't like him, he does stick to his policies. He's not like a David Cameron, like when he comes into power, goes, well, these are my set of beliefs and values and core beliefs, but you know, if you don't like them, I'm fully willing to change them to meet your needs. That's what I see like a David Cameron as. Whereas Nigel Farage will basically live and die by his policies, what he wants to do. Whether you like him for that or hate him for that, it all depends whether you like his policies is the measure of his success. So I have more respect for someone like that than I do someone who changes like a chameleon just to get the votes, just to get empowered, just to use that as a guise to get under their own, you know, their own policies that they were going to put in force anyway. So that's my take on Farage. Miserable old says the UK is doing great with its politics. Jamie P says he got egged when he came to our town last year. I remember, yeah, someone chucked a milkshake over him as well, didn't they? Waste of a damn good milkshake. Right, so what does it mean for Starmer and Labour? So Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister in the UK, is head of the Labour Party. So what does it mean for Starmer and Labour? It's unclear what Trump thinks about Musk's recent obsession with British politics altogether, as he rails against Keir Starmer and other US allies hour by hour, and whether this online trolling will be tolerated after he takes up his job in the White House. This is a question that Labour officials are eagerly awaiting the answer to, although there may be some relief that the criticism is now being turned on Farage. Musk has, in the last day or two alone, made a series of incendiary and unfounded accusations against Starmer, claiming he was complicit in the rape of Britain and that he is guilty of terrible crimes, and questioning whether he, as Director of Public Prosecutions, allowed gangs to exploit young girls without facing justice. West Street and the Health Secretary, doing interviews today, said Musk's criticism was completely ill-judged and ill-founded, and that Starmer had done a huge amount to support victims and achieve prosecutions in grooming cases, but largely the government are trying to ignore the noise. Kemi Badenoch, who is the leader of the Conservative Party now, was accused of dancing to Musk's tune by calling for a national inquiry into grooming gangs. The Conservatives having rejected one when in government just 2 years ago. An unelected US-based billionaire is now setting a cat among the pigeons for all parties in Britain and throwing issues into the limelight which no one will find easy to ignore. So you've got, that's interesting, isn't it? You've got political parties that were never interested in opening investigations, now opening investigations or pushing to, on the back of what Elon Musk said, to try and get him to support their party, i.e. the Conservative Party. Can be better not? It's all turned on its head with Nigel Farage, but I wonder where Trump stands in all this, because Trump's very good friends with Nigel Farage, and obviously he's good friends with Elon Musk. So I wonder where Donald Trump sits with all this. I wonder what he's thinking and what he's saying to Nigel Farage and what he's saying to Elon Musk, because they both helped him get where he is. There we go. Jamie goes, Starmer's popularity has fallen to 0% since he's got in. Yes, and I'll say it again, mate. You know, we fell for it. We went, right, okay, let's vote Labour. So we voted Labour, yeah? And in my opinion, my humble opinion, we voted for a Labour Party to come into power. And as soon as they come into power, they said they're going to do this and do this, but as soon as they've got into power, they've just opened a load of Tory policies, and even worse than Tory policies, because they're just taxing everyone, they're cutting everything, they're taxing everything. And what you got to worry about with the Labour government is, every time they're saying, oh, we're going to put more money into this, we're going to put more money into that, for the older people and stuff like this, and they take all the money from these other people that are going without to put in these new projects that they're saying they're going to do. So not good, if you ask me, not good. Anyway, how is everyone today? What are you up to? Whereabouts in the country from? What's happening? What you're doing later? And everything else. For those that are watching on playback, thank you very much, and also thank you for being on the live stream today. Don't forget, we still got our competition running, which is the Juicy Killer Monster sticker, limited edition sticker. The competition ends on the 14th of January. Have a look for the video in amongst our videos, which tells you all about it. Briefly, all you've got to do, it's free to enter, and you get the chance to win one of 10 limited edition vinyl stickers that I've had made up and designed. All you've got to do to have a chance of winning it is look at our videos, comment, like, share, either be on the live stream or comment on the live stream if you're watching on playback, because I know not everyone can make it. And what we will do on the evening of the 13th of January, we will see who the winners are of the sticker competition, and we will read out the names, get the addresses from you guys sent to us via email, and we will send out through the post a limited edition Juicy Killer Monster sticker, as to say thank you for getting over 10,000 subscribers. So keep an eye out for that competition, and if you want to know more about it, look at the Juicy Killer Monster 10,000 subscriber giveaway video, which was put up about a week ago. Jamie says, I had high hopes for him when I voted him in, but he's backtracked himself on what he was saying in the speech, etc. Yeah, exactly, mate. And everyone can see it for what it is. Pete goes, Australia will be voting for a new Prime Minister in April or May. Labour is in now, not sure who to vote for. Yeah, we'll have to have a look at Australian politics, mate. What do they call the Prime Minister? They call it something else over there. They call it something else in Australia, don't they? Is it a Supreme or something? Supreme number one or something? I can't remember the bloody name of it. Ventures and Yeet goes, I was walking back from the shops and saw a washing machine out in front, and straight away thought, where's Justin? Yes, mate. Well, back in the day, I would have picked that washing machine up, mate. Now, I probably would have cut the wire off it, see if I could get the motor out of it, and then leave the washing machine for the scrap boys. Hector Michael says, I have returned. What's up? What's up, Hector Michael? Thank you for joining us, mate. And Pete goes, no, it's called a Prime Minister. Yeah, well, I thought it was called something else. I don't know, if it's not Australia, it's got to be something else. swear it was called something else other than the Prime Minister, but you're the guy out there, mate. So I'm going to take what you say as gospel. Hector Michael says, my washing machine blew up once. Did it? Yeah, well, we've had ours bounce across the floor a few times when Lucy's put too much washing in. I remember when I first bought that washing machine, I left the transit bolts in. You know, the bolts, because I bought brand new. Got the transit bolts in the back, and I left the transit bolts in because I didn't know nothing about washing machines like 20 years ago. And turned the washing machine on, mate. It was jumping. Brand new washing machine. But I tell you what, I don't know about yours washing machines. I think it was about 17, 18 years ago, right? No, it's got to be like 16, 17 years ago. I went to a place called Curry's in the UK. It's Curry's PC World now. And I went in there and said, oh yeah, I want a new washing machine. I said, I just want the cheapest washing machine you got, right? Because I didn't have a lot of money back then. So give me the cheapest washing machine you got. And it cost 100 quid. Didn't even have a make on it. Do you know what I mean? Just analog dials, this and that. And that washing machine has lasted me 16 years. Never been repaired once. Okay. Never broken once. I've had to clear like the filter out when it got gammed up. But still to this day, that's our washing machine, mate. And it gets used every day or every other day, all week, every week. And it has done for 16 years. £100 washing machine, 16 years old. So I'm well happy with that. Pete goes, no one else catch your sickness. No one else catch your sickness. Yes, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty much all right now. Just waiting for my stomach to settle down a bit, if you know what I mean, mate. But yeah, check this out as well. This is that speaker. For those that haven't seen the video, this speaker, I went out in my car, and what we do, we look for car boot stock. So when I say car boot stock, I used to drive around collecting scrap metal, go to the scrap metal yard and weigh all the metal in. Now I don't do that anymore, but I've got a little blue car come van runabout. And what I do the same areas, but I just look for car boot stock, stuff that is in a resellable condition that I can fix and get working, and clean up, put with all my car boot stuff, and go to a car boot sale. It's like a yard sale, whatever, in different countries. Go there and sell it for money. So check this out. I found this in the bin area, all wet, covered in rain. Check this out.
Bluetooth mode connected.
And it works, mate. It works. And I checked online. Pete goes, why do English put their washing machines in the kitchen? We've got nowhere else to put it, mate, because our houses are so small. But check this out. Bluetooth speaker. Checked online. This is make is Barbie. And it's 50 quid, brand new, right? And it's got a thing for the speaker, for your microphone and everything else. So I'll be selling that down the car boot for 10, 15 quid, boys. Not bad, eh? Get a few bits like that every day when you go to the car boot, mate. You'll have a couple of quid in your pocket, won't you? So why do the English put their washing machines in the kitchen? Well, it look a bit silly in the living room, Pete, wouldn't it? Pink suits you. Thank you very much, mate. Does it bring out the blue in my eyes? Or the pink red lines? Right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Right. So this next story is anti-immigration rages as migrants from Zimbabwe jump the border in South Africa with ease. So look. Just having some of my professional news reporter water. Hector Michael says that speaker looks very good. I wouldn't buy it though. I'm not into Barbie. You could be into Barbie for 5 quid, mate, at a car boot. But yeah, I tell you, there's loads of stuff. That bin area, before I get into this story, that bin area, we drove back. We picked Hannah up from work, still not feeling 100%. We drove around. I said, oh, let's just stop at this bin area because loads of stuff gets chucked out all the time. Picked up stuff. I couldn't even get in it because the bags of rubbish were like that. So what I'm going to do, the council will empty that bin area today. They will completely clear it. But because I know all the council people, I know how it works. you've got the main big bin truck that comes in, it takes all the rubbish, and then all the little council vans, they go to all the other little blocks, pick up the rubbish and that in their vans, and then they come back and they all drop it off in that one space, waiting for the big truck to come back to take it. So they haven't all got to keep going back to the rubbish place to save them time. And that's the time to go down there, because that's when all the stuff that hasn't been out in the rain and everything else gets put down there, and you can have a look and see what's there. See, you got to know what you're doing, boys. You got to, boys and girls, you got to know what you're doing. Yeah, it's all the areas I knew from doing scrap metal. Instead of picking up scrap metal, I pick up car boot stock. And if there's any batteries or copper pipe and some wire there, then obviously I'm going to take that, put it to one side as well. Have a little cheeky weigh in, boys. So let's get on with the story. Hope you're all having a good day. So as anti-immigration rages, migrants from Zimbabwe jump the border into South Africa with ease. A knee-high barbed wire fence can easily be hopped over to enter South Africa from Zimbabwe, where migrants hope to find a better life but are often forced to live in poverty and face persecution. Chicken Dinner Sinner says, wish I was active, respect the hustle. Thank you very much, brother. Hope you're okay. Pete goes, on the news tonight, a woman had her Barbie collection stolen. Over 15 grand's worth of Barbies. Wow. Mate, what would they even do with them Barbies? You know what I mean? It'd be pretty obvious. They turn up to sell it or sell it online. £15,000 worth of Barbie for sale. Hector Michael says, you have so much initiative. You're much more resourceful than I am. That's all right, Hector. I think what it is, the resourcefulness that I have, started off as necessity because I didn't want to work for anyone else. I wanted to be my own boss. So I had to come up with an idea, or try different ideas that I know would work and earn me money. Now, I do it much more as a hobby now, really. But when the weather picks up in the UK and all the car boot sales open again, I'll be doing this regularly, and this will be a little business for me. So I'll be driving around, fundamentally getting all my stock for free. I'm not going to go around buying stock. Fundamentally getting my stock for free, either by driving around the areas that I know resellable stuff gets put out, along with piles of scrap metal from customers' houses. But also, I've had a customer text me yesterday, and they messaged me and said, and I had a customer message me yesterday saying, hello mate, the missus and me are having a clear out of our loft in a couple of days. And he said, there'll be loads of stuff up there that you can sell at a car boot. He goes, once I've done the loft clearance and I put it all out on a pile, I'll take a photo and send it to you. And he lived just around the corner. I said, yeah, that's fantastic. So he's going to do his loft clearance in the next 2 days, put a pile of stuff together for us, and give me a call and I'll pick it up. So it's cool. Let's have a look here. Guy says, be careful, Justin. You can get arrested for going through bins in the UK, believe it or not. Yes, I think what it is, Guy, with bins in the UK, I don't actually go through bins, my mate. I know people do. And the laws in the UK, there are some grey areas, okay? So you've got these people that go around doing dumpster diving. So they'll go back to the back of commercial units and they'll look through the bins and all that stuff. I'm not into that. I don't do that. What I do is I drive the streets, you know, just housing estates, streets and housing estates. And what people do down here is anything they want rid of. So if they're having a house clearance, so they've got a skip, you knock the door, ask permission, say, can I go through the skip and pull anything out that I deem resellable at a car boot? And they'll say, yes, you've got the permission, you're fine. Then people put big piles of scrap and old bikes and chairs and this and that. They put it in a big pile outside the house. If it's outside of the property on the street, technically they fly tipped it, okay? And what I'm doing is reducing the amount of fly tip stuff that somebody else has fly tipped. Okay, it's not illegal. Now, I'm still fully licensed as a waste carrier in the UK. Like, I've still got 3 years on my ticket, so I can legally transport waste and stuff like that because it's classed as waste. But I never go through bins. Like these dumpster divers open a bin and go through it. I never do that. When I say I go for a bin area, what I mean is, if you watch one of my videos, they have the main bins there, but they also have this courtyard where the stuff that's too big for the bins gets put in the courtyard. Now, I know all the council workers down there. I always ask permission, and none of them have got a problem with me taking it. And I rock up. I say, it's all right to take these bits out of the bin area. And as long as you're polite and everything else, and they know me for years, mate, as long as you're polite, they'll let you take it. If you turn up and you've got an attitude, then that's when you get in trouble. But it's because I was a scrap man for 4.5 years. I had to know what I could do and what I couldn't do to run a successful business. So hopefully that sheds some light on it, guy. So, donkey carts loaded with wrapped parcels of unknown goods weave around the large puddles of water left in the dried riverbed. Young men quickly hop over laid bricks to bridge the puddles, followed by women treading carefully with babies on their backs. The Limpopo River's seasonal dryness is a natural pathway for those moving into South Africa from Zimbabwe illegally. A sandy, narrow beach, undisturbed by border patrols, with crossers chatting peacefully under the trees on both banks, are men furiously load and unload smuggled goods on the roadside. Against the anti-immigration rage and xenophobia boiling over in South Africa's urban centres, the tranquility and ease of the border jumping is astonishingly calm. You can't stop someone who is suffering. They have to find any means to come find food, one man tells us anonymously as he crosses illegally. At 55 years old, he remembers the 3,500 volt electric fence called the Snake of Fire, installed here by the apartheid regime. Hundreds of women and children escaping conflict in the 1980s and 1990s were electrocuted. Let's have a quick look here. I like cheese. When did you realise that you could do this? Well, I researched it. I watched YouTube, watched other people doing it, and then just went out and did it myself, see if I liked doing it and this and that. And then made a lot of money doing it and carried on doing it, mate. And, you know, I did it for 4.5 years, never got arrested, never got in trouble by the police, always respectful, this and that. It's all good. And now what I do is I do the exact same areas, driving around, but instead of picking up scrap metal, just pick up stuff people have chucked out that I think is in a resellable condition at a car boot. If it's electrical, test it. If I don't test it before taking it to a car boot, I sell it as untested, mainly for parts, so somebody else can take a gamble on it and stuff like that. David C, so you got me trouser. Got me trouser. Pete goes, have you seen the length of their legs? Of course, they're going to jump the fence when you bait them with a hot pot. Hector Michael says, it's such a shame that so bad stuff happens in Zimbabwe. Hector Michael says, I pity the poor people, they are suffering. Little Shane says, greeting channels, Pete and Jamie. How you doing, Little Shane? Shane is part of the Juicy Killer Monster Army, our membership service that we have here on YouTube, which has members-only videos and shorts, and will eventually have members-only live streams when we have more than one member. But Shane is our one member, and he is leading the army forward. So thank you, Shane. And he's just posted our custom emoji. That's supposed to be me. And we got another one with Lucy. Hope you do, Shane. Shane, I also replied to your email, mate. Sent you our postal address because Shane has very kindly offered to make some merchandise for Juicy Killer Monster channel, Live, Laugh, Love Lucy's channel, and Finding Hannah's channel, and send it to us all the way from Ohio in America to Southampton, the UK. So thank you very much, Shane. Appreciate that, mate. Yeah, so good man. Daisy Freedom Fighter says, hello, y'all, from Orlando, Florida. Hello, Daisy Freedom Fighter. Thank you very much for joining. I'm Justin. Nice to see you. Pete goes, hi, Shane. And Shane goes, thank you. Yeah, Shane, I am a size, my head, I think in American sizing, it's 6 3/4 or something, or size 7. I think in European sizes, I think I'm like a 60 to 62 for my head size. Got a big head, mate. And I think for hoodies and t-shirts and stuff like that, it's best off to be XL or extra, extra large, mate. So it's a bit baggy, you know what I'm saying? Oh dear. Hector Michael goes, you need to rest up, mate. You are clearly feeling the effects of the bad weather. Now I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. You know, I'm feeling human again. Phil You In says, morning, just got in from the dog walk. Hello, Phil You In. How you doing, brother? You all right? Salvador M, what motivates you and why? Now, that's a good question, isn't it? What motivates me? When I was younger, what motivated me was work, 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 money, 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 got to work, got to earn money, got to work, got to earn money. And now it's completely different because I've paid the things I need to pay, I've earned the money I need to earn to be comfortable in life. And now what motivates me is being happy, being healthy, being surrounded by my loved ones. And if I do any kind of work as such, like I'm starting up this car boot business, it's on my own terms, I'm my own boss. I can earn as much out of it or as little out of it as it doesn't matter, you know, it's extra money. So what motivates me is just to be happy and free and relaxed, mate. I'll never work for anyone again in my life. I'll never have another boss. I'll always be my own boss. I've got enough savviness to make money whatever I turn my hand to, and that's what I'll do. But yeah, I mean, life's just about being happy, mate. I enjoy doing YouTube, and I enjoy and will enjoy my new business, finding car boot stock, because it's all the good things with scrapping with none of the bad things and not having to break my back, you know. So there you go, Salvador. Hector Micah goes, also, where can I send you my Doctor Who fan art? Well, if you go to my email address, which is money4gold@yahoo.com. It's in my description of the channel. It's money, the number 4, gold@yahoo.com. Send it via there, mate. Little Shane says, yes, sir, Tart, fill you in. Yeah, he's okay. Days in Freedom Fighter goes, how's the tea? I don't drink tea, mate. I used to be a tea drinker. I have 1 coffee a day in the morning. That's it. I have a little cappuccino. Hector Michael goes, fill you in. Your name is SUS. Fill you in. No, it's definitely Phil. Fill in SUS. Little Shane, I'm working now. Someone trapped a bat in our mall. No way. Bloody hell. Stay away from them bats, mate. If you get bitten by a bat and you get bitten by a pig at the same time, mate, new strain of COVID. Fill you in what language? So going back to the story, so Daisy goes, how do you feel about Jeffrey Epstein Island records are going to be opening up and it's connected to P. Diddy? Bad news, man, isn't it? It's got a stink about it. First I've heard of it, mate. But yeah, anything to do with that, bad news. I wouldn't be going to that island, mate. I wouldn't be going to that bloody island. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Wow, it's pretty mad. Hector Maker, Michael says, I'll always respect you, Justin. Thank you very much, Hector. I respect you too. Fill you in says, we don't have rabies in the UK. Haven't for a while. There might be rabies somewhere, you just don't know, do you? Daisy Freedom Fighter says, so many people involved. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? It's scary, you know. There's all those photos floating about as well, like when Prince Andrew was there and Donald Trump was there and all this. You know, what are you doing on the island, boys? Why have you all gone to that island? You know, plenty of islands you could have gone to. Why go to Jeffrey Epstein's island with all that going on? Not good. Hector goes, I'm going to go for now. The gay boys are flirting with me again. Okay, Hector, take care, brother. Thank you for joining. Right, our next story. Before I start that, Pete goes, a local council here have implemented a permit scheme to work on your car or have more than one unregistered vehicle on your property. Oh, mate, is that to stop all the people that have got like 20 cars on their property? Phil Ewin says, go back to Chan. Daisy Freedom Fighter says, insane, happy that it's coming out. Yeah, definitely. Right. So thank you for everyone who's watching on playback. Sorry you couldn't make it on the live stream. And thank you for everyone on this live stream. Let's keep going. Right, next story. Indian investigative journalist found dead inside a septic tank. A post-mortem examination shows Mukesh Chandraka suffered blunt force injuries to his head and ribs, had a broken neck, and his heart had been ripped out, according to local media reports. So a natural death then. The body of an Indian investigative journalist has been found in a septic tank. Mukesh Chandraka, 32, was a freelance journalist in Chhattisgarh state who reported on alleged corruption in the construction industry on his YouTube channel, Bastar Junction. Police found his body in a septic tank in the state's Bijapur district on the 3rd of January. He had been missing since New Year's Day. I tell you what, they did well finding him. 3 days, it took him 3 days to find him, and he was in a septic tank. You know what I mean? That could have took ages to find him. 4 people have been arrested, including 3 of his relatives, according to local media reports. Mr. Chandraka's death is said to be linked to a recent investigation into a road construction project in the Bastar region, which led to a government investigation. A post-mortem examination showed he had suffered blunt force injuries to his head and ribs, had a broken neck, and his heart had been ripped out, India Today reported. The Press Council of India has called for a report on the facts of the case. Vishnu Deo Sai, the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, said Mr. Chandrakar's death was heartbreaking and pledged the harshest punishment for those responsible for his death. India ranked 159 out of 180 countries in the 224 World Press Freedom Index. 3 of 4 Indian journalists are killed in connection with their work on average each year, according to Reports Without Borders. How scary is that? So if you're a reporter out in India, 3 to 4 of those reporters, based on what they're reporting about in India, end up dead, mate. That is bad, isn't it? Fill you in, just makes me laugh. Oh dear. Little Shay goes, we can't have unregistered vehicles on our property. Silly, mate, isn't it? They're just trying to cut down everything. Daisy Freedom Fighter, I gave you a thumbs up and a sub too. Thank you, Daisy Freedom Fighter. You're the best. Thumbs up to you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Phil Ewing goes, he must have stank. Phil, you're terrible, man. But yeah, he must have stank, mate. You know what I mean? Being in a septic tank as well. It's hot out there as well. Ventures in the Ute. It's got to do with them wanting people to switch to electric cars. So many Aussies in the affected area have posted on YouTube about it. Daisy Freedom Fighter goes, how convenient. They're always unalive, the good ones. Angelica says, I'm having a crazy headache. This guy claps cheeks. Daisy Freedom Fighters, heart ripped out, that is voodoo. Yes, some dark stuff going on there, mate. And Ricardo Gutierrez says, good morning from San Diego, California, USA. At work now at the Southwest Airlines. Good morning, Ricardo, and thank you for taking time out of your day to join in with us. Feel free to subscribe, be a member, join in with everything we do, brother. It's good to have you aboard. Southwest Airlines, eh? Wow. Alan Martinez says, Ricardo, I am also from San Diego. Ricardo goes, Ote Ranch here. I'm from Southampton, UK, in the south of England, mate. Not far from Southampton Airport. Alan Martinez says, hey, say some ladies for the rest of us, will ya? Adventures in the Ute goes, Australia beat India in cricket. That's a typical Aussie response, isn't it? Oh, that's fantastic. This poor guy ends up dead in a septic tank because he's a reporter. And Pete goes, oh yeah, that reminds me, Australia beat India in the cricket. Pete, you're a class act, bro. You're a class act. Right. Well, peace be with his family. That's all I say. And I tell you what, dangerous reporting out there, mate, isn't it? Pete goes, Alan goes, have you ever walked in a massage parlour and got a happy ending? No, mate. I have not walked into a massage parlour and got a happy ending. I have no idea what you mean. Lee Barrett goes, morning Justin and a happy new year. How you doing, Lee Barrett? You all right, brother? Thumbs up to you too. Happy new year. Hope you're well. Let's have a look here. Got all this golden globe stuff here, mate. Oh dear. They've got here that the donkey that inspired Eddie Murphy's character in Shrek dies age 30. How has that made the news, man? How is the donkey that inspired Eddie Murphy's character, the donkey? Surely any donkey would inspire him to do that, unless it spoke to him, has died after 30 years. Don't know how it makes news. I really don't know. Here we go. Let's have a look at this one then. So Hannah mentioned this last night. Happy ending is when they rub you off at the end, is it? There you go. Well, thank you for educating us all, Alan. So, bit more news here about entertaining. Jamie goes, did the TV end up working, Justin, from yesterday's vlog? I haven't tested them yet. I got some good advice from David Tollerton. He said, because he's an electrician and he takes soaking wet TVs out of skips, and he says they work, but he goes, what you got to do is dry them out properly and they'll work. So what I'm going to do, I've got all the TVs that I've picked up in my trailer drying out and in the side of the house I've got down the side of my house, bit of storage, and I'm going to dry them all out, and then before we do a car boot, I'll either plug them in, see if they work. But to be honest, I'd rather not plug them in to see if they work and just sell them as untested. Because when you go to a car boot, people ask you, say, oh, does it work? Right? Now, if you say, yes, it works, they don't believe you. They don't believe that it works, and they think you're trying to rip them off. So even if you know it works and you tell them it's tested and it works, for any reason, if they get home and it doesn't work, straight away they think you've lied to them. So I'd rather actually not test them and take them down there and just say untested, because I'm only going to be asking like 10 quid a TV. I'm only going to be asking 10 quid a TV. So even if they don't work, they can still make their money out of it from the parts. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have a look. I may test a couple, but I've got to let them dry out first. So that's what I'll do. Do you know what I mean? Adventures in Ute goes, I was on the phone to the government agency today and I was transferred to India. They're so bloody hard to understand. Alan Martinez says, Andrew Tate. Daisy Freedom Fighter says, I was born and raised in California, Hollywood area, but in Florida, Orlando now. It's cool. I'd like to go to America one day. Lucy went with her mate to Arizona years ago before I even met her. But I've never been to America. I'd like to go to America, and I'd like to go to Australia. Pete goes, she got upset when I told her to learn. Bloody hell, Pete. Lewis says, dude, you look like that one comedian. Yeah, I get told it was Seth Rogen, isn't it? People say I look like Seth Rogen. That's true, and I agree. You're talking about the TVs, Jamie. Fill you in, Alan Carr. Alan Carr ain't got a fit like this. Admin Lewis, no inappropriate comments, please. Little Shane says, went to Hollywood in December of 2001, went to Chinatown and Mr. Chow's. Check you out, Little Shane. Yeah, I'm just going to go to Hollywood, go to Chinatown, go to Mr. Chow's. Living the life, Shane, mate. Living the life, brother. Tom Hardy, yes, that's more like it. Tom Hardy, mate, that's what we look like. Lewis goes, America is, don't come here, it really sucks and blows. Well, I suppose opinions differ. So this next story, the Vivian, former RuPaul's Drag Race UK winner, dies at 32 years old. RuPaul's Drag Race judge Michelle Visage said she was utterly heartbroken by the news that the star would be so missed. I don't know much about all this, but let's have a look. Former RuPaul's Drag Race UK winner James Lee Williams, known as the Vivian, has died at the age of 32. It's a young age. In a statement, a spokesperson said it was with immense sadness that we let you know our beloved Jamie Williams, the Vivian, has passed this weekend. Jamie was an incredibly loved, warm-hearted and amazing person. The family are heartbroken at the loss of their son, brother and uncle. They are so proud of the wonderful things James achieved in their life and career. We will not be releasing any further details. We please ask that James' family are given the time and privacy they now need to process and grieve. RuPaul's Drag Race judge Michelle Visage said she was utterly heartbroken by the news. Sharing photos of herself with the Vivian, she said, I don't know how to say how I feel. My darling Vivian, we go back to when I started coming over here to the UK. You were always there, always laughing, always giving, always on point, blah, 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 blah. I love you, my darling. You'll be missed and fiercely forever. So, 32-year-old Drag Race winner has died. And it's got to be suspicious circumstance in it if she's 32 and died. Surely we'll wait for more to come out on that. But let's have a look at some of these figures. So Little Shane says Tom Hardy. Yes, go on Shane. Lewis says that. Phil Oliver Hardy. Daisy Freedom Fighter says Adventures in the U. They call me all the time with fake names to scam on me, but I turn it back on them. Well done, Daisy. Little Sheen's laughing. Daisy. Adventures, Daisy, they're bloody everywhere. They're worse than rabbits. Phil Ewing goes, is a drag act a she? Well, it all depends how they want to be known, is it? They can be known as a he, a she, a they. Now, they can be classed as they. So yeah, it's interesting, really. Little Shane's freaking 20 times a day. Lol, rabbits. Dang, says Shane. Joe Bob, how's it rolling, Seth Rogen? It's rolling good, brother. It's rolling good. How you doing, Joe Bob? Let's have a look here. Got something about farm. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here, mate. Shall we? Shane's laughing at what Joe's saying. Right, we'll do one more story here. So in the UK, they've got electric bikes the government have set up. Electric bikes, we go there with an app, release the bike, ride the bike to where you go, and you get charged like 4p a minute or something all the time you're using it, and then you put it back in, scan it back in with your app, and then you use it. Now this story is about littered e-bikes. It says littered e-bikes are not just annoying for people with mobility issues. They're a serious problem because people are using the bikes and they're just dumping them at the side of the road if they stop working or this and that, and the companies have to go around picking them up. And they're doing it on the pavements where people with electric mobility scooters, can't get through. So this next story is a problem with there. Daisy Freedom goes, wonder if they then got evil elf juice, jab, poison ivy. Not sure, Daisy, you never know. So here we go. In some areas in the UK, e-bike companies such as Lime and Voix use a free float method, allowing riders to park anywhere, provided the bikes are not obstructive pavements. But some criticisers argue that users are abusing guidelines and abandoning the vehicles in precarious places. Electric bikes that riders can hire and park at their convenience are increasingly common sight on the UK roads, with an estimated 30,000 line bikes available in London alone. But their growing prevalence brings growing challenges for people with mobility issues. For non-disabled people, encountering a pavement blocked by dockless e-bikes can be annoying and unsightly. For blind people and wheelchair users, it can be much more serious. Blind content creator Lucy Edwards has posted about the stress of navigating poorly parked e-bikes with her guide dog, Miss Molly. There are so many littered on roads, she says, that at times she is unable to get by without help. The experience has left her feeling scared and upset. I don't know where I am, obviously, she says. If I don't have someone with me, I don't know how to get past. E-bike users are not always required to park inside the designated bays in some areas of the UK. E-bike companies such as Lime and Voie use a free float method, which means riders can park anywhere provided the bikes are not obstructing pavements. However, some critics argue that users are abusing these guidelines and abandoning vehicles in precarious places. Lucy posted on Instagram video to more than 200,000 followers, showing in real time how a guide dog pauses upon encountering e-bikes in her path. So yeah, it's a real problem for some people, mate, and it's an eyesore as well. If you've ever, in the UK, if you've ever driven past or walked past where people have dumped these e-bikes, it's a right nightmare, mate. Right, let's have a look here, what you guys are saying. Pete goes, the LGBTQs stole our rainbow. Fill you in. If they left on the pavement, can't they be weighed in? No, mate. No, you don't want to touch them, mate. No. No, because what it is, it's the company's property. One, if you were allowed to weigh them in, you have to strip all the batteries off them anyway, because you're not allowed to drop any lithium batteries in the yard, in the scrap yard, otherwise you get fined. Or they just don't pay you for your load. But two, no, can't be picking them up, mate. One, you're not allowed to. Two, they've all got trackers on them and stuff like that. You imagine getting pulled over, mate, with 30 of those e-bikes. The back of your scrap truck. You'd be in a lot of trouble, mate. Little Shane goes, and it's his birthday month. Okay, happy birthday, little Shane. Ventures in a Ute says, no more bar black sheep, it's bar rainbow sheep. Daisy Freedom Fighter says, so true, rainbow is king and praying. I always say I'm not gay, just love rainbows. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That's the colours of the rainbow, isn't it? And Joe Bob goes, in Norway, we put our batteries in the ocean. That's not good, Joe Bob. It's not good, brother. You can't be putting batteries in the ocean, mate. Can't be putting batteries in the ocean. Little Shane goes, I've seen the e-bikes spilling out in streets in a few cities over. Adventures in the Ute. Pete goes, Melbourne City Council have banned the e-bikes or scooters. They get dumped everywhere. Yeah, well, it's kind of funny, really. On one of my last scrap metal weigh-ins, before I decided to hang my keys up for the scrap metal, I picked up from one of the council workers at one of these rubbish blocks that I'm talking about, and he had about 10 of these electric scooters, that had just been broken or abandoned. And I picked them up and put them all in the back of my scrap truck, and all of them had the batteries removed bar one, which slipped through and I didn't realise. And I took them down the scrapyard with all my other metal, weighed it all off, got I think it was 60 quid for all the metal that I had. And they gave me the slip and they're supposed to pay the money in the bank. And I checked the next morning, they hadn't paid the money in. And I rang them up, I said, hello, I said, I weighed a load of metal in yesterday. And I said, the payment hasn't come through to my bank, why is that? And she turned around and said, oh yeah, well, when you weighed off that metal yesterday, there was a lithium battery in with your load. I said, right, okay. I said, sorry about that. And she goes, yeah, so what you need to do is you need to get back on your truck, come up here, pick up this lithium battery, and then we'll pay you. right? Then we'll pay you. I was like, all right. So you purposely stopped the payment. I couldn't believe it. And these guys, I've been weighing in with them for years, right? And they stopped the payment. I went, okay. So I went over there, and they'd already cut the battery out of the scooter. And I went to pick up the battery, and a few of the lads on the yard are going, "Oh, it's a lithium battery, bloke," like this. I went, yeah, you're right. Pick the battery up. I went, there you go, now we'll pay you. And I thought, do you know what? Last, that was just like the cherry on the cake for me, mate. And I just said, do you know what? I can't be asked doing this anymore. Because it's hard enough. It's hard enough getting the metal, right? You go out looking for the metal. You're in competition with loads of metalers, like scrap metal collectors. Loads of competition. Everyone's out all time of the day. So you're battling to get the metal. And then you get the metal. And then you get people trying to stitch you up or accuse you of stealing or this and that, right? And you get the metal, and then you get a truckload of metal, and then you go to all the hassle of getting that, and you just want to weigh it in and get paid. And then you go down the scrapyard, and they just treat you like an absolute idiot. Do you know what I mean? Try and rip you off. Try and downgrade the stuff that you've got. Say, no, it's not worth that. It's worth this. Or we're not paying you because of that, because of this. And then you drive into places and you come out with punctures all the time because they can't even sweep the floor properly and get rid of all the screws and nails. So you come out with punctures, which is costing you money. It's just a waste of time, and you're getting nothing but grief picking the stuff up, and you're getting nothing but grief when you weigh it in. So to me, when they held back that last payment until I went all the way back there to pick it up, and they knew I'd be back there the next day anyway, right, with a load. And they could have just given it to me then, because they decided to be funny, right? I thought, you know what, not interested, mate. And then I was already coming out of it anyway. But let's have a look here. Joe Bob goes, in Nordstrand, a few of those electric bikes and scooters got stolen or either broke and thrown away in the woods. Yeah, mate, that's what happens. Daisy goes, downtown Orlando, the bikes are everywhere. Little Shane says, a unicorn, post for me daughter. Cool. Hello, Shane's daughter. Adventures in the Ute goes, just the companies who are hiring them out. Personal ones are okay. Yeah, but in the UK, see, we're only allowed to use those electric ones that you hire out on the roads. All those personal ones that you can buy, you're not allowed to ride them anywhere on the roads or the pavements. Well, love. And you have to have the landowner's permission before you use them. Little Shane Unicorn, fill you in, they cause fires to scrapyards. Yes, they do cause fires to scrapyards. But even so do these. When people chuck these in as well, you know, these vapes, these little batteries and that, they cause fires to scrapyards. So I know they've got to be vigilant and stuff like that, but there's being vigilant about finding lithium batteries, and then there's being idiots and pissing off the people that go in there day in, day out and bring them loads of metal. And that's what they did. Daisy Freedom says, horrible, they don't cause fire in the ocean. Joe Bob, stop putting your batteries in the ocean. I can understand them. There's a better way to go about it. That's pretty to do that to you. Joe Bob, I'm only joking. Apologies. No problems, Joe Bob. I know you're joking. Daisy Freedom Fighter goes, unicorns from Orlando for baby girl. Chop Chop says, we had 2 world wars and 1 World Cup for freedom. Guy says, no, you can use private electric scooter on roads now as long as you have a driving license and insurance. Yeah, if it's got the lights on it and everything else, then, and a number plate, you can use it on there. But when you just buy it from the shop, you can't use it like you say about the insurance and stuff like that. So guys, hope you enjoyed today's live stream news. It's been great speaking to you all. I had a good time. If you're watching on playback, thank you very much. Remember, we have a competition going ahead still. 10,000 subscriber competition where you get to win a free sticker. It's free to enter. All you have to do is like, share, subscribe in as many videos and comment on as many videos as you can. Take part on the lives and stuff. And on the 14th of January, we'll be reading out the top 10 subscribers from the channel. And those top 10 subscribers that have been the most interactive on the channel will be sent a limited edition Juicy Killer Monster sticker. So have a look at that competition. and yeah, take part. Let's have a look here. Fill you in. People take lithium in tablets. How come they don't catch fire? Yeah, I think they're all stripped out with e-waste, mate, isn't it? I don't think we're allowed to chuck tablets and stuff in the scrapyards. Hello, Hannah. Is that Lucy in the background? No, it's Hannah. Little Shane. Picture of me and Luce on the emojis. Joe Bob, hell yeah, sticker. Little Shane, later channel. Bye, Jamie, Pete, Daisy, and Guy. Little Shane, yes. Yes, guys. So thank you very much. Take care. Look out for the content. See you on the next one. Justin from Juicy Killer Monster, over and out.